Joining us now is the French member of the European Parliament, also a member of the EU Fisheries Committee, Stéphanie Yon-Courtin. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. First of all, what is illegal, breaking the Brexit agreement about what's happening in Jersey?
Well, what is illegal is that the treaty hasn't been respected, and what we want is definitely the respect of the whole treaty, only the treaty. And well, you know, it's very frustrating. It seems like a shock, really, very surprising, and it's devastating the very good relationship we had so far between, you know, the fishermen, French fishermen, and fishermen in Jersey, and the whole relationship basically between the Normandy territory and the Jersey territory. So, well, you know, it's just a nonsense that the fishermen had to cope with unilateral measures regarding their licenses, which has been shortened or limited to certain spaces, which is not at all provided in the cooperation agreement following Brexit.
But does that justify blocking the port of St Helier? That surely is illegal in international law.
Yeah, it is illegal, and I mean, as you may know, it just we will always favor, let's say, the dialogue of a retaliation, which is, of course, a last resort measure. This is not about threats. This is about reminding that retaliatory measures exist first in the trade agreement, and sending the navy is a classic Boris Johnson tactic as well. He needs a distraction from his problem in the UK. Probably what we want is just to treat the French fishermen correctly as the UK and Jersey authorities treat their fishermen. We've got a long tradition of very good relationship over the past decades between the Jersey fishermen and French fishermen, and we want that to carry on and to continue. But I mean, the French fishermen are very upset by the current uncertainty. They don't yet know when.
A lot of people are very upset, but are you saying you actually support this blockade this morning?
Well, I mean, I would prefer to have a proper dialogue and to stop, you know, a blockade. But the thing is, we have to make sure that we can, you know, solve the thing. So I think really, I support our fishermen as I support the work of the Jersey fishermen as well when they want to, you know, operate in the French waters as well. You know, so really, I wish that Jersey and the UK government will act in good faith and respect the agreement in full. It's not only about fishing licenses in Jersey, it's about applying and respecting the treaty between both parties, the treaty following the Brexit, you know.
What about the threat to cut off Jersey's electricity by the French supplier? What do you make of that?
Well, it's a last resort threat, and of course, what I want is just to make sure that we come back to very good and good relationship and classical relations, and we will always favor dialogue, as I said, over retaliation. But it's necessary to see that we will act firmly using all the tools we have in the agreement and much more than that. So, I mean, everybody needs to understand that our fishermen need to be supported and need to work. And it's very, very disappointing to see that there have been some very surprisingly unilateral conditions attached to the license, and our fishermen were very surprised to discover that the treaty is not respected at all. What we want is...
Yeah, but listen, hang on. I've got to put it to you that the aggression and the escalation of this situation does seem to be coming from the French and the EU side. That, yes, Britain voted democratically to leave the European Union. Yes, an agreement was reached to do that. Yes, we'd all like to see that settled through sensible negotiation. But what we're getting, as we got over the vaccine row, is very heavy-handed threats coming from the European Union. That's not a way to resolve a changed relationship between the two blocs, is it?
I don't think it's a threat. It's just a reminder, as I said, that
What, to cut off electricity, to blockade ports? You don't think that's a threat?
It hasn't been.
To stop vaccine exports? I mean, all these things are threats, aren't they?
No. I'm not talking about vaccines. I'm talking about the fact that electricity is still on. It's still on, and it's not. Done already. The idea is, of course, if there is no positive reply and outcome from the UK and Jersey, we will have to, explore any ways to make sure that our fishermen are heard. I really want, because I really appreciate our people from Jersey, and I know that there is full of solidarity because the French and Jersey fishermen. So I really would like that, there's no, let's say, instrumentalization of our fishermen by politicians. So that's the first thing. And I don't want any war. I don't want any threat. It's not a heavy threat. As I said, it's a reminder that the treaty has to be respected in full, and only the treaty.
Yeah, but my point is, you're not respecting the diplomatic process when you support things like this blockade, when you threaten to cut off electricity. That's extra diplomatic. I mean, that is straightforward, crude, confrontational politics, as we're now seeing. And that's not going to make it easier, is it, to resolve this matter sensibly?
That's why we need to discuss. We need to discuss, and I understand that. I want to favor discussion first, and agreement first, and dialogue first. So I'm urging the parties, which are the Commission, and the French minister and the French government, which is closely following that, and the UK, to discuss together and to make sure that Jersey, on its part, decides to levy all the unconditional and on these conditional, and all these legal measures, so that we come back to normal.
Right. But so what you want is the UK to respect the rules, but your side doesn't respect the rules. Is that right?
We are respecting the rules. I don't know what. We are just showing that we want everybody to respect the rules. We haven't. What have we done so far, which is unrespectful, which is illegal? Our fishermen are. That's the thing. We want. Let's say business as usual. We want having the same good, cordial relationship with our friends, and we want a good negotiation. I mean, it's not a negotiation at all. It's just going back to normal. And I'm sure what I'd like as well is that any fisherman can be treated the same, and that we are not obliging them with surprising, with unlawful, with illegal conditions which are not provided in the treaty. Why on earth are we negotiating? Why on earth the European Parliament has ratified the treaty last week if we don't apply it? Again, it's not a teething issue, as some can say, because, it's not only about fishing licenses in Jersey, it's a matter of trust in our partnership to respect their commitment. Today is fisheries. What will it be tomorrow?
Let's hope it can be resolved. Stephanie Yon-Courtin, thank you very much indeed for joining us.